Welcome to the Juice Serve Cold, darlings. We're here at Sunset Rooftop every Monday night, 7 to 10 p.m., where we discuss love, relationships, and ooh la la, you know, sex, and many other topics. My goal here is to inspire you, encourage you, motivate you, and of course, entertain you. This is a no judgment zone where women and men can speak their truth, be their authentic selves without being judged on the Juice Serve Cold, darlings. Yes. All right. Today, I have Starla here and I have her husband, Ralph. They've been together about 9.5 years and they've been married 7.5 years, correct?
Yes, that's right. That's
Tell me how did you meet? Just let me. Oh, you rather?
No,
we met
Okay,
online.
all right,
met
Ralph.
online.
Let me know. How did you guys meet?
Online. It was the website called Our Time. It was for us 50 and older singles. And I saw Starla's what did we call them? Profile. And thought, oh, that's an attractive woman. Let's see what happens. And so I introduced myself, and after being shot down 3 or 4 times, I never heard no. I just heard, well, maybe later.
Okay.
So we kept at it and eventually met.
And eventually she gave in.
What I heard was, I'm a businessman and I travel. And I was thinking, okay, no. Because I used to be a flight attendant for United.
Okay.
And I dealt with businessmen.
Okay.
And he was always in Amsterdam or Switzerland or England. And I was like, okay, no. So I stood him up 3 times. And he just kept coming back.
That's right. Adamant.
So we finally met when I was in New York. I took my daughter to a mommy and daughter trip in Manhattan. And I was comfortable talking on the phone, and I was in Central Park, and I forgot he was on the phone. And I stopped and I said, hey, where'd you get that Chinese food from? To a stranger, and talked to her for 5 minutes. I got back on the phone with him. He said, anybody that can talk to a stranger, I got to meet as soon as you land back in LA. Our first date, we met, and it took us 4 hours. We went through 4 waiters.
Oh. Okay.
I still don't know if we ordered food.
And he told me, he said, I don't want to look nowhere else. I don't want to bother with anybody else. I want to see where this can go. And I was thinking, okay, either you a stalker or you out your mind.
Okay.
But
well, now let me ask you this. So when he first tried to holler at you online and everything, and, when he first tried to do that, now did he, you saw that he is another nationality. When you first saw that, was that anything that crossed your mind about that when you first saw?
It didn't. I'm from San Francisco. Everyone is blended. Everything is blended. It didn't bother me.
Okay.
What I didn't want to
Not even bother you, but just so much did you think?
Well, it gets better. I didn't want to be a first.
Okay.
I didn't want to be an experiment.
Right.
I didn't want to be a trial run.
Right.
I wanted to be already into dating. I wanted someone to already know. Turns out I'm his first black woman he ever dated. Okay. And he's German.
Okay.
So there's history with Germans and black people.
Okay, hold that. So how was that experience for you? She's a black woman. You just meet her, everything. First time. I don't know if it's your first time dating. You said dating or just...
Well, I grew up in New York.
Okay.
And I actually, even as a young man in my 13s and 14s, found myself occasionally attracted to
black women,
a beautiful black girl at
okay.
the time. And but I never pursued it or
never thought, right.
But
so this time you was just like, I gotta have it, because evidently you kept pursuing her after so many shutdowns. But that was good. You see, you're being persistent. Being persistent counts, guys. Yes, we look for that. Being persistent, because that says a lot when a man is persistent. So that's a good thing that you did. So now, so it's time, the first year, the second year. Do you guys have any kids?
We're 4, but even what got me was, we were at the dinner table and I said, let me tell you something, I'm a professional. If you want to date me, because I had a kid in the 9th grade.
Right.
If you want to date me, you're going to have to date me on the soccer field, because I'm a club mom.
Okay.
And that's it. For 2 years, This man did not miss one game. He came to and club soccer travels. We were in San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. We were everywhere for 2 years. He didn't miss. He would call me, "Where's the game at? Where's the game?" And I was like, "Okay." And my daughter started buying into that, and I was making my coolers, and I was like, "Okay, well, maybe."
So she started liking him as well. Your kids.
Yes, and dated him on it. And then I think the top thing was when we went to.
So I'm sorry, you already had children?
Yeah, I did.
How many did you have?
2.
And then you guys have together?
Had 2.
So he have 2. So none together, but you have 2. You have 2, and then so the kids liked each other. Everybody meshed good. Did that work out great?
They're adults, so they don't really
care what Pop do. But I mean, but still, like, are they just happy that you're happy?
Yes, they're happy. We're happy.
Right.
They are. They love their new sister and brothers.
That's nice. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Did, but my son a little bit had problems at first because, he's all African American. He's militant because I grew up with the Black Panthers.
Right.
So he was like, "What you doing, Mom?" So he kind of gave him a little run for his money.
Right.
But he wanted to see if he was going to stay.
Right.
So he was on his jock.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Calm down."
Yeah. Right.
But I think
don't make them run away either.
Yeah.
Because kids got a way of doing that. Because then it's hard. It's hard because when you get 2 people that get together and they really like each other, and then the kids gotta be able to get along, and then sometimes the kids just for no reason at all won't even like the other person just because, or whatever the situation may be. But again, it's good that you hold strong to that, because a lot of relationships will break up behind what the kids feel and think.
And not only that.
So that's good that you guys still kept, whatever you did, and let him know, hey, calm down, kick back, like this is who I'm going to be with, and It
was amazing because we dated for 2 years, and after that, he said, "Well, okay, my daughter's graduating from high school," and I was like, "I'm thinking about going back to being a flight attendant." He said, "I'm thinking about marrying you," and I said, "Okay, so that's going to hold me." So now we're thinking how we're going to combine this family because we got 2 families we're trying to combine. And at his time, his son was like 27 and 25. And every time I go over to his house, I see boys' underwear on the floor and stuff. And I was like, "I'm going to have a hard time with your boys in this house."
Yeah,
with me, I'm telling you right now, because white parents parent different from black folks.
Right,
and I said, I'm going to have an issue with that. So we said, we need to buy a house. And he said, the only way and now this is trust. He said, the only way, and I had a house.
Right.
He said, the only way this is going to work is if we both sell and come together. And so I'm thinking, okay, so but now we're looking for something that's going to carry all of us.
Right.
And he said, well, we need to start looking for horse property has separate entities on it so these kids can have their own little guest houses and stuff. So he was thinking.
Right, he's thinking for the future.
He was thinking.
That's how you know the difference, ladies, when out dating or anything, when a man is the one that's always initiating the futuristic stuff, that's showing you that he's in for the long run. When you have a man that's not speaking nothing about the future, nothing of you and him ever having or getting anything together, a house or buying anything together, he's not thinking future with you. So know the difference, lady. This is the perfect example of that.
Yeah, because, I'm thinking, that's big, giving up your house. We work hard as black women, as any single parent, we working hard. And he working hard for his, and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to have to make this dive. And because you tell your kids, hey, I'm hooking up, but your kids ain't ready to go if they've been living with you.
Right.
So you can't put your kids aside for your relationship. You must find a way to incorporate all so your kids don't hate you.
Right,
You
exactly.
must. So you have to find property, because if you don't want no headaches in the future, you don't want to put everybody in a 5-bedroom house. Take your time, because none of us was in foreclosure, none of us was in anything.
Right.
We needed property, we needed land where these kids could actually grow when they see us doing our thing.
And you guys are working together and making that happen.
Exactly.
And building a future for you guys and your children. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That is really a beautiful thing. So let me ask you, because it's been 9 years.
Yes, it
so
has.
that's quite a long time now. I know that there's times where it's not always love and birthday, and it ain't always Magic Mountain.
Oh my God! Oh my! Here we go!
I know.
Here we go.
But so tell me, how do you make it through your rocky moments?
When I'm not throwing his weed in the pool. I don't smoke.
I stay quiet and hide.
I can
stay out of the
tell.
way.
Well, you learned the rule. You learned the golden rule. They say happy wife, happy life. So sometimes you just gotta just bite your tongue and be like, you know what, just.
You'll see masonry jars of weed floating in the pool. He said, "Why you do that?" I said, "I tell you to quit fucking with me." That's exactly what that means. Quit fucking with me. You gonna learn. You and the pool boy.
So how do you I know you say you be quiet, but I know sometimes you just want to, what are your moments when you just like, okay, like how she said, hey, I can't take it whether the weed goes in the pool. So what is your thing with her when you just be like, enough, and this is what, when you put your foot down to your stern and you're saying, hey.
I'm just not that type. I'm really not.
Talk about politics. Then he come out of shell.
Well, stuff that might drive Starla infuriates her. For me, even if it's not, I disagree with whatever. It's momentary. It's something that was fleeting, and it's past, and it didn't hurt me.
Right.
Didn't mean anything.
So when she throws the weed in the pool, would you say, I'll just go buy some more?
Well, what was hurtful about it is that was weed I grew, and that's why I had that much.
He was paying more attention to damn weed than me. I was like, "Who you fucking down there? What the fuck? You can't even do your chores. What you cultivating this?"
Well, yeah, I know what I'm saying. Exactly. It's gonna be ups and downs, and see, that's the thing about a relationship. It's gonna be ups and downs, but it's how you guys get through it together. And look at the severity of it. Like, is it really that serious to even be mad and not go to bed and not speak and stuff like that? So it's different things that to look at. Now I want to ask you guys a question. Now, I don't know who or what. I'm just going to ask the question. Do you feel that the person with the most money in the household is the person that holds the most power in the relationship?
Can I answer that? Because a lot of people think because I married my husband, he holds me down. Okay, so maybe he's a millionaire twice over, or a few. Mm-hmm. And they own a large company. But I'm going to tell you something. Every time my husband gets paid, he's never seen his paycheck. His paycheck comes straight to me. Mm-hmm. And we've been together for 9 years. Mm-hmm. He hands over the paycheck. I take care of everything. Name it.
All the power.
I take care of everything. But I have a job too, or I had when I retired. Mm-hmm. So I'm 6 figures. He's just a little bit older. A little bit more. But the common goal is not about that. It's what we got together. Right. I'm taking care of everything, and I let him know, hey, here's the bills. This is what I paid.
Right. You show him exactly.
And say, can you give me $100 for this? Can you give me? When I tell you, his whole entire check comes to me. It comes to us. Mm-hmm. Now,
let me ask you a question. Do you do that because you feel like she manages everything better as far as, because the women, sometimes we do have the tendency to manage all the bills and make sure things are getting paid, done, and stuff like that. So is that something that
I'm just comfortable with it, and she hasn't complained. So.
Right. Well,
about that.
I wouldn't either, but I'm just saying.
And our relationship, she took on that responsibility, and so.
Right.
It's
nothing wrong with it. No, nothing wrong with it. Because, like I said, a lot of relationship, marriages, whatever, people that just live together does, a lot of people does that and sometimes let the woman just kind of control everything and take care of that part because we're good at that, mm-hmm. bookkeeping and putting bills and stuff mm-hmm. like that together. So that's good. That's good.
It's a lot of things. He goes to work, he does his thing. I travel a lot. I'm a traveling mm-hmm. comedian. So I'm in and out of the country a lot. Okay. And I'm filming. Netflix, Squid Games, Abbott Elementary. So I'm busy. Right. And he supports me there. A lot of times we're like in the wind. Right. But he travels a lot too. Mm-hmm. You have to know the dynamic that my husband, anytime I call, he picks up first ring. the whole night.
That's a beautiful thing, because I think that, and I don't know if that has anything to do with another nationality. I don't know. But, in dating black men, it seems like that can be an issue when it comes to a lot of black men. But this is the question I'm going to leave off with. So both of you, I'm sure you've had other women other than just the black woman, and you've had other than just a white man. What I want to ask...
Japanese. My daughter's Japanese.
Oh, okay. So what I want to ask is, and I'll ask you this question first, how has it been for you as a woman dating a black man opposed to dating a white man?
I think for me, it's really the conversation. I don't like lies. I don't like being put on hold. I'm an adult. Treat me as an adult. Mm-hmm. Treat me like I mean something. When you say something, say something. I say this to everybody. My husband is still in training. And I'm not... To
get to know how to being with you, right. And that's everybody, and vice versa. Everybody's still in training of learning how to be together.
A black man, or maybe not, they sometimes, and I'm not going to say a black man, some men hold on so tight to shit that you can't even... We so busy helping them with shit, but when it comes time to help us with shit, trust us with something.
And this is the black man that we're speaking of.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, like,
I agree.
I don't know any
with that.
I only know a few black men that would give a woman his check. Or pick up the first time. I see my husband every night.
Right.
Right. I know exactly where you are. We track each other. These aren't issues that you see in other relationships.
Right, exactly.
We grown ass folks.
Right.
He'll tell me, even my kids, he'll tell me where you at, da 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 da. These aren't an issue. I never have to look to his phone.
Right.
He's never given me
reasons to look. Oh my God, she just said the key word. Like, he doesn't give me the reason. And that's the thing that I'm talking about when I speak on, in relationships today, especially with our black people. That is crazy to me. Like, what she is saying, like, a lot of times black men, they want to complain about, woman is being this and she's being that and she's but again, you give us the reasons to go through those phones. You give us the reasons to search your stuff when you out here coming in at 4 a.m, 3 being disrespectful hours and just being disrespectful. And that's crazy. So yeah, you definitely hit that nail on the head.
My brother used to be a pimp. Mm-hmm. And I used to see the way they mind fuck you and they put you in this genre and they push down this thing of 3 sons and they push down this shit and they make you think like your self-esteem ain't enough. And I'm passionate about this. Know your self-worth. Know it. And can't nobody take that away from you. Your phone there, I'm like, I'm looking at this, and as soon as a motherfucker reaches, bitch.
Right. Or they go into bed with the phone.
Yeah.
They go to bed with it. They go take a shower with the phone. So let me ask. Does he leave it right there on the dresser?
Of course he does. Yes, he does. He leave it. Not only does he leave that, he leaves the wallet.
Right. Yes, but I'm telling you, if you ain't never lying, I like every black man that I know of that I dated. The phone go with them in the bathroom, and they're taking the phone. They sleep with it right there, or they, it's crazy. Like, are you hiding something or what?
So here's the thing: when you alleviate all that stress from my head, you're gonna get the best fucking blowjob in the world.
The best that's right.
Now you done, and they don't even have to be a blowjob. You uplifted me. You made me feel comfortable.
Right.
It's fucking
right. Right.
We married.
Right.
You know what? The sky's the limit. Except
make me feel comfortable.
Make me feel comfortable. Make me feel at ease. But this is things that you shouldn't have to ask. When you ask me to be your girlfriend, your woman, but soon as your greedy fucking ass start talking about concubine or this bullshit, it's you done bring this shit to a whole new level. Because now you test it like, and here's the guys talking about, it's a shortage on men. No, bitch, it's a shortage on stupidity. You ain't giving me that bullshit. Come on, talk to me right.
Right.
Let's do this thing.
Right,
Are we gonna
exactly.
do it? It's amazing to me how many people say they single, but they still out there with this fuckery.
Right.
I mean, are we gonna do this? Remember that old song, Don't Let the Green Grass Fool Ya? I'm 62. I done seen some shit. You hear me?
Oh, you're beautiful. 62.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank my doctor. But I'm just saying, this is the shit. Let's be comfortable. Are we gonna build are we really gonna build?
What we doing here, right?
Really, because we looking at clubs, we looking at shit to buy. What we doing?
Okay, all right. So I just want to ask you real quick before we go. I just want to ask you. So you have a beautiful black woman here. Yes, you do.
Yes,
beautiful for 62, definitely. And I just want to tell you both, like I said, I had to get you guys in here when I saw too that you guys were interracial, really in a interracial marriage, because it's not too many of them that, and when you do see one, and like I said, no, just because you're white or just because you're Chinese or just because, don't mean that you have to date your nationality. You don't know where love lies. Love is everywhere. Love is in every color. Love is in everyone. Sizes don't even matter. So again, at the end of the day, guys, I mean, this has been so beautiful. I'm so happy I brought you guys in here just to talk. And like we're here every Monday nights. You guys can always come back and we can have another conversation, about whatever. But again, did you have something you want to say before I go?
No.
You didn't have anything you want to say?
Well, I thought you were going to ask me a question.
Well, I could. I was just going to ask you, again, being in a relationship. Because again, like I said, I'm sure you had other women that were not other than black. So, being said, how was that for you? Same question I had asked her. Dating, the difference of dating another a white woman opposed to dating a black woman.
I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but I feel like I'm dating a beautiful woman.
Right. So you're not even seeing color, is what you're saying
who
to me.
happens to be black. Well,
Right.
I see the color. I'm
because
learning, and I'm
right, because we
too.
do grow up with a whole nother
No,
way of things that we
there's
do,
parts of the culture I'm
Right.
still learning.
Right,
But
okay.
in terms of she's a beautiful woman.
So I see it. I can see it. He doesn't even see color in this at all. He just see his beautiful woman, and I can see that. Again, we hate to go, guys, but we gotta wrap it up. We're here every Monday night at Sunset Rooftop. You guys come on out and enjoy the beautiful views, the comedy show. We even have karaoke, premium hookahs. It's free to get in and it's free parking. Did I mention it's also 420 friendly? I'm your host, PC Brand. Until next time on the Juice